8 of the best animal friendships that have ever existed. Peanut the rat and Ranj the cat. Maggie Spot was anxious about how Ranj, the stray cat she had taken in 2008, would respond when she adopted 2 rats. She didn't have to worry about Ranj pursuing Peanut and Mocha, either, as Peanut grew fond of the cat and would follow him about, cuddle with him, lick his face, and eat food from his bowl next to him. Until Peanut's demise in 2010, the two had remained close friends. Anthony the lion and Riley the coyote. Anthony, the lion, and Riley, the coyote, met when they were both 1 month old and had been rescued by Keepers of the Wild, an Arizona sanctuary for rescued exotic animals. They fell in love right away, and their affection was captured in an episode called Animal Odd Couples, in which they were seen playing, grooming each other, and keeping watch over each other during nap time. The animals had such severe separation anxiety that one wouldn't feed without the other around, and this happened when Anthony left the sanctuary for operations for a birth defect. Sadly, Anthony went away a number of years ago, and Riley now shares the shelter with Dominic. Simon Cowell and Leonardo the tortoise. After losing a portion of his hind limb, Simon the cow traveled to the WFFT Wildlife Rescue Center in Thailand in February 2016. While he healed from his wound, he was placed in a field where he would ultimately join 2 other cows who had been rescued in another enclosure. Instead, he developed a strong bond with the other animal living in the field, a gigantic tortoise named Leonardo that was saved in 2013 when a Bangkok zoo closed. Simon gives Leonardo a kiss, lays his head on his shell, and accompanies him around. They are now permanently residing together. Leo the lion, Baloo the bear, and Shere Khan the tiger. When police raided an Atlanta home 16 years ago, they discovered 3 lion cubs, 1 bear cub, and 1 tiger cub, which the dealer had been keeping as pets. The animals were in poor health, but they had formed a special bond. The trio was transported to the Noah's Ark Animal Sanctuary in Georgia, where they were rehabilitated. Baloo suffered the most serious injuries, requiring surgery to remove a harness that was so tight that his flesh had begun to grow around it. Baloo eventually made a full recovery, and the trio, who soon became known as BLT, remained inseparable right until 2016 when Leo sadly passed away from liver disease. Shere Khan later passed away in 2018, with Baloo nearby. B. the giraffe and Wilma the ostrich. In the 65-acre Serengeti Plain display at Busch Gardens in Tampa, Florida, Bee and Wilma were both born and raised. Assistant curator Jason Green informed People in 2009 that the pair they appear to enjoy their time together. Wilma is unconcerned by those up-close meetings with Bee because Bee enjoys using her tongue to investigate her environment. Thimba the elephant and Albert the sheep. At the age of 6 months, Thimba's mother fell down a cliff and passed away, leaving Thimba an orphan. The infant elephant was saved by a group at the Shamwari Rehabilitation Center in South Africa, who then placed him in a pen with a sheep by the name of Albert. Filmmaker Lyndall Davis stated that in 2008 that all hell broke loose. Thimba ran after the sheep and pursued him around his watering hole. But by daylight, Albert was obviously bored and began straying into the main enclosure. Albert and Thimba were seen together exploring their enclosure as Thimba's trunk rested on Albert's back. Thimba wouldn't leave Albert's side and were inseparable since that time. Although the staff at the facility intended to someday reintroduce Thimba to the wild, the elephant tragically passed away in 2010. Tara the elephant and Bella the dog. Tara spent 8 years being best friends with Bella, a mutt that had strayed onto the grounds of the Tennessee Elephant Sanctuary. Bella and Tara had such a close bond that Bella would allow the elephant to stroke her on her stomach with her foot. When Bella suffered a spinal injury and was confined to the sanctuary office, Tara just stood outside the balcony and waited, Sanctuary co-founder Carol Buckley had stated. But Bella was discovered deceased in 2011, most likely as a result of a coyote strike. Steve Smith, the director of elephant husbandry, said that when he looked around, he realized there were no signs of an attack here. Additionally, Tara moved her and had blood on the underside of her trunk as if she had scooped up the body.